for sure. All right, you guys able to see everything?
Yes.
All right, bet. Let me see. Damn, bro, everything crashed, bro. That shit like ran
I
me through
also
the
don't
ringer,
have
bro.
gels, but
Nah, gels are
it's
like
kind of the same thing, I
they're like
guess.
they're like $20. It's okay. Like they're like I'm gonna show you some. They're like
No, like I have the lights that I showed, the RGB lights, the square lights.
Oh, you could use RGBs for sure. You can use RGBs or you could
But
use like these. They have these things too. Wait, hold on. Can you see it in the camera?
yeah,
Yeah.
no.
They're like
I just use the
20 bucks.
colors, and then
Yeah.
I just discovered I thought that the RGB lights you're able to do like normal lights on that, like
I mean,
white or
it does do white. Like something like normal white light.
yeah, like instead of having a big old freaking softbox.
I mean, these are RGB. Oh well, I mean, nah. Like the output is different. Like the output of the light is different. Like these are RGBs right here, but the output's gonna be different. Like because they might only be 60 watts. You know what I'm saying? Or they might only be 20 watts. So it's still not high enough power, like for you to be able to use it instead of like a softbox or another type of light or a
Mine
strobe.
get bright as heck, but
Yeah.
I don't. Maybe I just don't know what the temperature is, but I can't get a normal white type looking light.
Yeah, you definitely have to have that temperature to where it matches your setting. Like the temperature has to match your setting for sure. Like for it to actually look white rather than looking blue or too like off of Kelvin. I guess you get what you're saying though, yeah. Especially with bicolor
That's
lights.
the term, Kelvin.
Yeah, Kelvin. Yeah, you got to get the right Kelvin. You got to be able to get it to match your right Kelvin. Damn, where was I at? All right, sorry. That bit, bro.
You were teaching us left is low and right is high.
Yeah.
The lower numbers, the higher numbers.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw my comment.
What was it?
Well, right before it crashed, but
Oh,
when you're
damn,
showing
bro.
us the trigger in the flash, can you show the trigger in your camera so we can see it changing on the flash as well?
I thought I was doing that. Hold on, let me see.
You were using the flash camera. Use your tracking camera. Because we can't see it 'cause
wait.
it's covering the flash.
Yeah, bro. That's how I was trying to put it side by side, but this one's white and that's black, so like the colors don't even freaking, like, you see what I'm saying? Like you could kind of, I'm trying to make it to where you can see it at the same exact time, but being that one's black and one's white.
Can you use the camera that's on you?
Hold on, let me see, bro. All right, hold on. All right. Oh.
Yeah. Tight.
So as it's changing, it changes on there because it's connected. But the only reason it's connected is because it's on the same channel. So if it's not on the same channel, then it can't be connected. Oh my God, what's a channel? So when you're connecting, I don't know which type of thing you guys have, but there's like a CH button on, well, it might not be a button, but for example, I don't know if you guys have this one or if you guys have one of these, I don't know. But so for this one in particular, I'm gonna show y'all how the interface looks differently. So the interface on this one looks a lot differently. Like it's touchscreen, so you see a lot more stuff. This is the one I always recommend you guys get. It's like $10 or $20 more than this one. But this one takes batteries. I don't like this one. That's just me personally. But I definitely like this one because it's USB-C and you can just charge it USB-C and it's touchscreen. So and maybe you guys are like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. You could lock the touchscreen too. And it's so much lighter, way lighter. Yeah, that is very true. This is not. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so, but you can change the channel. If you go, let me see, settings, bro, when the hell did I do this, bro? Because where was I at? I was with y'all, that's what it was. Y'all messed up my shit, hold on. Not y'all messed up my shit, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, maybe I did, I don't know, but hold on. I was definitely lending out triggers on at the workshop, and now my shit's in Japanese. All right, but mine does that too with the language. Yeah, you have to reset it. You have to reset the whole thing. So you can go to wireless, and you can change your channel. You can go to channel, click it in, and then you can just change it to whichever channel you want to be on. And yeah, so you have your channel, and you could change your ID as well. And you guys are like, what does ID do? So if you're in a place where somebody else on the same channel as you, you can have an ID specifically to your flash. So that way your flash communicates directly with your trigger. So you can if you turn it off, then anyone on that channel it will flash. But if you turn it on, then only you who is on that exact ID will flash, right? As well. So same like vibe here with the touchscreen one. Is you can see the different flash powers. It's just more touchscreen, so you could do more with it. But I definitely always recommend the touchscreen one over these. But you can tap it, and when you click it again, it'll turn yellow, and then you could just change it like that, and it'll change on the flash as well. If you guys see that bit changing. Sorry, I'm trying to sit down, but yeah, y'all can see it changing as I'm changing it on here as well. And then these are just the different groups as well. So groups. You guys mainly are only going to be worried about really one group. So group A, if you have one light, if you have two lights, then group A and group B, or maybe both of your lights are on the same group. That it doesn't matter, it's okay. But when you're when you're trying to pair your flash, I just showed you guys about the channel. You want to make sure that your flash itself is on that same channel. So when you look at your 8200, right, and if you hold that channel button, you'll see it flash, and now you can rotate it to change the channel, to make that channel match the same channel, whatever you're on. You just hit set, right? And then boom, you're good. And you can also tap, if you just tap the button, it'll change the group. So you see the group changing, whichever group you want that one to be on. It'll go A through E, right? So yeah, different channels, and then it also has different custom functions. I'm gonna get into that right now. All right, so the different modes, I feel like that's the first thing I'm probably gonna say. Hold on, let me see. Did YouTube start back up? Yeah, you guys are back in here. All right, what's up, YouTube? Bro, y'all are deep in the tubes, tubular. Y'all are overly deep. What's up, y'all? Man, that thing had crashed on me. I ain't gonna lie, shed a tear a little bit, but we good. We all vibing. We still here. All right. You have manual mode, you have TTL mode, you have multi-mode. Multi-mode is what they call stroboscopic. What the hell is stroboscopic? That's just when the flash fires multiple times within a flash, right? So you might have a certain amount of flashes for a number of flashes, right? I'm gonna show you guys that in a minute. So we have manual. Manual mode allows you to manually control the flash itself. So when I'll tell you guys when I do handheld, I'll change it with manual mode. And what this manual mode does is it keeps that flash on only one. Where can we find the slide deck? After the class is over, I'll upload a slide deck for y'all. So it will manually, bro, that thing crashed too. So when it crashed, it definitely deleted. I was recording. Dang, bro. All right, it's okay. But I can still download it from YouTube, which is why I'm happy that I go live on there, right? I go live on there so I can still download it. That YouTube's the fail-safe, bro. All right, so boom. Manual, I change it to a set flash power, and I can leave it there because now it stays manual, right? I can do this on the flash itself, or you can change it directly from your trigger. Majority of the time, I'm always using my trigger because this little button right here is hard to move, right? It's hard to, I can't even really scroll it unless I put hella finger power down to be able to do so, right? Or use a fingernail. I'm always using my flash trigger to be able to do that, all right? But that's what manual mode is, and then like I was telling you guys, the closer that it is to 1, the higher that flash power emits from the front of the flash, right? The closer that, I mean, the further it is from 1, right? So the closer it is to 1 over 256 or 1 over 128, the less flash power that will be coming out of your flash head, right? So manual mode allows you to have full creative control over every single shot that you let off, right? But the higher your flash power, meaning the closer that it is to 1, the slower the refresh rate. What is refresh rate? Recycle time, right? So the amount of time it takes for you to recycle each shot begins to go up, right? The more shots that you take, right? So, hold on. The amount of time will start to go up. So it'll take longer for you to recycle, right? It will take longer for it to refresh in between flashes. Right? How do you know when it refreshes? I'm gonna show y'all in a minute. I got y'all. And you have TTL, which is auto, which is basically auto. It takes what's inside of your camera. It's not connected to my camera right now, so it's not talking to it. But it'll take whatever's inside of your camera, and it will base itself off of what your camera is looking at to let you know what flash power it needs to be. It needs to go out. So if I turn my camera on, let's see. All right, let me see. I don't have TTL on any of these. I only have manual on. I have to turn TTL on, but if I turn TTL on, all right, so TTL, it adjusts based on what I'm aiming at. It adjusts based on my focal length, and it adjusts based on the angle that I'm shooting at and the distance that my camera is away from the person. So even if you're using TTL on an actual flash, it will do the exact same thing. Like an on-camera flash, do the exact same thing. Then we'll get to multi. I'm gonna show you guys multi. Hold on. I need to turn TTL back off. I don't like TTL. It's just on my flash though. Now we get into multi. Right. So basically, what multi? If I don't know, did I go into deeper on here? Yeah, I did. Okay, bet. So we have multi mode, which is that stroboscopic mode. I only put that word in because that's what they call it, but bro, just call that bit multi, bro. So the flash fires multiple times within one single exposure, right? Because 1/82 is that exposure, like that is a flash. That is a flash exposure, but I don't want y'all to get that mixed up with the exposure from your camera because you can quickly get that mixed up. They're not the same thing, all right? They're not the same thing. It's a flash exposure, totally different, right? All right. And this helps you like capture, but it helps you capture motion effects and things in motion, especially when like you're doing slow shutter, but I'm gonna go into it. So with manual mode, you are in control of all of the power. Literally how I was telling you guys, the closer that it is to 1, the higher the output. You guys look at the yellow bars, right? I tried to make this bit very, like, I was about to say for dummies, but like y'all not dummies, obviously, but y'all know them books, they don't really mean that you're actually a dummy, but just try to make it very, very easily digestible, right? Very, very easily digestible for you guys to be able to see. So the closer it is to 1, the higher the output. The further it is from 1, the lower the output. Very easy, right? So when you understand this, there's no more guessing when it comes to flash power that I need to use. Oh, do I need more flash? I'm gonna go closer to 1. Do I need less flash? I'm gonna go further from 1. That's all it is, all right? And then you add modifiers to change how you shape the flash. That's all it is, all right? Go ahead.
So with changing the modifiers, would you also have to take into consideration like distance?
Yep.
And I know you can set the distance in the trigger as well. That's something that we also got to think about. Or
I never set so me personally, I don't set the distance in my trigger. I think the distance really only matters a lot when if you're using a on-camera flash, because it's strapped to your camera, so you cannot change the distance, right? So the only thing you can change the distance is if you change your actual camera's distance from the subject. So the millimeters, it's not like necessarily distance, it's millimeters that you're aiming out of your flash. So if you're at 25 millimeters, then it's going to compensate for a 25 millimeter. It's going to give you flash for 25 millimeters that you're zoomed in. If you're at 70 millimeters, it's going to give you flash to reach up to those 70 millimeters that you're zoomed in. You get what I'm saying? So it's trying to compensate for so it's taking the information that your camera gives it, and it's giving you the flash power that it needs based off the millimeters that you're using. So when it comes to flash distance or off-camera flash, when you're using like an 8200 and it's off your camera, you're in control of the distance because you are physically moving it further or closer from your subject. Especially when you're doing handheld, you are in charge. So that's why I like to use a set flash power rather than consistently moving it, right? So I use a set flash power rather than changing it over and over and over again and consistently having to worry about it, because now you have to worry about your flash power, then you got to go back and worry about your camera settings. You got to go back to flash power, camera settings. That's why it's a lot better if you can control one thing, get one thing set up the way that you like, and then worry about the second thing. All right, how much flash do I need in this setting to get the look that I want at 100 ISO? If you're in studio, you're looking to stay at 100 ISO. So how much flash power do I need is going to help me stay at this 100 ISO mark where I don't have to go up? Where if the flash power is too low, you got to go up in your ISO, but you don't want to sacrifice your ISO. So you're going to go up a little bit higher in flash power to get enough flash to not have to sacrifice the ISO until you have to sacrifice the ISO. Times where you have to sacrifice your ISO is if you want a faster refresh rate and you're trying to do burst stuff, you may have to go up in your ISO to be able to have that faster refresh time if you're looking to have brighter images, but you don't want your refresh time to be so slow because you don't want to be at 1/8. You don't want to be at 1/4, right? You might want to be a little bit lower than that so that you can have a faster refresh time so you can do burst shots. Maybe somebody's jumping in the air, I don't fucking know. But then you would have to have your ISO a little bit higher because you need more light, or you would need more light. Maybe you need more flashes at lower powers to be able to even help you do that, right? Does that make sense, Kai?
yes, it does. Yes.
Okay. So high power gives you more light output. It gives you a longer recycle time. Longer. Oh my God, what's longer mean? It just means it's gonna take you more time for you to go in between flashes, right? So quick little thing like this little button right here is that flash recycle, so it lets you know that it's fully recycled. So if you guys see that this is red, right? I mean, I don't know if it's like showing, but this little button is red. Oh shit, all right, sorry, I'm on multi-mode. I'm gonna tell y'all what that means in a minute, just vibe. So this little button is red, right? So being that this button is red, Every time this button turns red after I flash, it lets me know that I'm okay to do another flash again. So if you look at the back, if you're flashing and it's not firing, and you look at your flash and this color is, this light is not red, it's not ready to flash again, right? You may have overheated it or it's waiting to recharge up, right? It's not ready to flash. So this will turn gray when it's not ready to flash because it's taking too many flash power. So if I go to like a 1/1, I think that might be a good example to show you guys to try to make the flash power, to try to make it have less. So boom, you see it? It turns gray, then it turns red. It turns gray, then it turns red. So it's ready. After it turns red, it's ready to shoot again. It can't let that much power off again within those seconds until it recharges to be able to let that flash off again. So maybe you're shooting at 1/1, 1/2, and it's like, damn, why is it not flashing? Why is it not flashing? Check the back of this, and you need to see, is this even lit up red for you to be able to even flash? All right? All right. Then you also have another thing I would say too. I'm going to show you guys the custom. I think I'm going to get into them. Do I get into the functions? Yeah, I do. All right, so yeah, about the flash power, you have the lower power, which gives you less light output. You have a faster recycle time. It's better for indoor and close-up work, right? So when you're shooting, you need a lower flash power. It's because you're closer to the subject. Dapper, remember we were at the meetup and you were like, damn, my flash power, I'm at 1/128 and I don't feel like I'm getting that flash look. It's because we were far, right? So when we're further from a subject, we got to go up higher on our flash power so that flash can travel to our subject. When we get closer to our subject, it's okay to be at 1/128. It's okay to be lower. It's okay to have less, depending on your setting, obviously, and your ambient light and situation, right? It's okay to have that lower flash power. It's fine because you're closer to them, right? So the flash don't got to travel that far. But when you travel backwards and you get further from them, you got that flash drop off, right? You needed to have a higher power to be able to go. Like I told you guys, think about a sniper. If you're shooting, you can only shoot within a certain amount of millimeters or a certain amount of yards before that bullet starts to drop off. Kind of the same thing with that flash. If you start backing up further, that light gonna drop off before it gets to your subject. So you're gonna have less light that actually hits your subject if you have a lower flash power and you have distance. So if you have distance, up that flash power to actually get it to touch that subject. If I'm in a club and I'm shooting lifestyle, or if I'm in a baby shower and I'm shooting, event style, right? And I'm trying to get all the way to the DJ booth, get that flash to hit the DJ booth. I need to go closer to 1 to get that flash to hit all the way to the DJ booth. I'm all the way over here by the bathroom, trying to get to reach the DJ booth. I got to go higher, right? If I'm right in front of the DJ, I don't need that bit to be in his face. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be 1/1 in his face, right? So you need that flash power to be lower, right? If you're closer to the person. But if you're in you're just gonna be like, but you said that you set your flash power to 1 setting and you don't change it when you're in events. I don't. I put it at 1/16. If I'm getting closer to DJ booth, what do? I change my flash angle. If I can't change my flash power or I don't want to change my flash power, I'm gonna change my flash angle. Instead of aiming it direct, I'm gonna aim it at the ceiling now. I got closer to you, I'm aiming it a little bit more up. Right? That's where modifiers start to help you, because when you aim that modifier, put like one of these domes up, the light still disperses around out the sides. It's still the same even amount of light. You can change the angle that you're using while you're shooting at the person, right? If you aim it directly at them, you're gonna have more of a hot spot. It's gonna be a lot more flash getting shot at them. So the further I get from a subject, that's the more I'm aiming at that person, right? But the closer I get to the subject, the more I'm aiming up. So I'm right in your face. I'm not gonna do this in your face, right? I'm gonna have probably aiming up so that some of the flash hits you, just a little bit, just enough of it to be able to hit you, right? The further I get from you, the more I'll start aiming that bad boy down so it can travel to you. The further I get from you, the closer I get to you, I'm going up on it because I'm getting closer. I don't gotta change my flash power. I just gotta change my flash angle now because I done got close to you, right? And maybe I don't want it to be such a hot spot on you unless I'm doing lifestyle, right? Lifestyle, you might want that dark background. You might want it to look more, more photorealism, or not photorealism, but more like, of that flash photography, paparazzi look, right? That's my paparazzi style, but like that paparazzi look, right? So you might want to do that. So that's when you start aiming at them more directly. But if you don't want to, you start aiming up. If you want it to be more softer or more even light on the subject, all right? So that's the thing to keep in mind as well. Faster recycle time with a lower power. It also allows you to have faster continuous shooting, right? It allows for you, you can also do multi-burst sequences with that manual mode as well, at a lower power too. So the lower your power is, the more higher burst you can do, all right? So TTL mode, this is like the through the lens mode. What does your lens see? What does your camera see? TTL, through the lens, TTL, right? This is what does your camera see? And based off what your camera sees, I'm gonna tell you what flash power you need to have. That's what the camera says, that's what the flash says. I'm reading in your camera, and your camera says that it's 25 millimeters away. It's this many millimeters away, and you're at this focal length. I'm gonna give you this much power. That's TTL, right? So it's very useful for events, for those who don't really like to use manual or are really kind of like confused when it comes to manual. People who don't know how to use their camera off the dribble, TTL is really good for you guys. I hopped straight into manual, bro. When it came to like, I hopped straight into manual when it came to my flash. When it came to my camera, I was an auto demon. I ain't gonna trip. But when it came to my flash, when I started off, I was immediately into manual. When I started off with my camera, I was in auto, all right? Because I would use the auto settings for my camera to cheat to learn manual. So I would be like, oh, what is this auto setting set to? If I went to auto and it's this, I would change my camera settings to that same setting, but in manual, and that's how I learned manual. I didn't learn that bit from no book or I didn't learn manual from YouTube for real. I was like, oh my God. I like clicked in my head and I was like, oh, I was like, auto mode tells me what it thinks looks best. What if I change these little things like that? And then that's kind of how I was able to learn shooting manual. When conditions changing multiple times, like a lot, events is really good to use TTL. I don't use TTL at all because it's not strapped to my camera. Like it's handheld. I can control where the light goes, so I don't need to, right? Different changing lighting conditions as well, fast-paced shoots, it also helps as well. So for a lot of the people who need it, you can. For controlled portraits and things like that, you still need to use manual mode to have consistent results, because if you're not using manual mode and you're using TTL, your flash power will not be consistent per shot. Every time you shoot, it will be a totally different flash power through every shot, and it will not be consistent. That's why I don't use TTL, because I want my shots to look consistent. All right? All right. So this is that multi-mode. I was just showing you guys. I'm gonna go back to mode again. This is that multi-mode. If I press it, I'm gonna close my eyes. All right. So per second, it just gave me 18 shots, right? If you guys see this, it says 18, right? This is how many shots I'm gonna get, right, per second, right? And then this is how many shots it's gonna actually, this is how many shots it's gonna actually take, right? So it's gonna take 11 shots. I took a note down, so I wanna make sure I say this right. Hold on. I definitely took notes down. Just vibe real quick. Hold on. I took notes. I just wrote it down. Where's it at? Hold on. Just vibe. I wanna make sure that I speak this correctly, because I definitely just took this down. Okay. Yep. All right. That's the number of flashes it takes. So it's gonna take 18 flashes per second for a total, go ahead.
Not to get you off track, but if you could, while you're talking about this, explain how that would create that creative motion effects real quick.
Yeah, so if you're shooting like a lower shutter and you use, that's when I would use multi, me personally. I would use a lower shutter and shoot multi, because if my shutter speed is lower, like at 1/1 second, 1/10, you know what I'm saying, 1/10 of a second, then all of these flashes will flash in between that shutter capture. So if it takes longer time for my shutter to close, like how I talked about the exposure circle for you guys, right? If you guys haven't watched that video, go watch it, or go watch that class. It's closing slowly, right? I'm gonna do a visual representation, right? So I'm gonna flash it, and my hand is the shutter, right? So for example, so that entire time, all of those flashes happened while my shutter was trying to close. So each flash will be seen inside of that shutter. So for example, you might see some guys who do light painting, right? They might walk behind a car and just use the little wand and paint with light. These are different, that is that slow shutter stuff. So if you're like 1/1 second or lower, then you're able to take a picture, and it's taking a longer time for your shutter to capture the entirety of the image, right? So you're able to paint with that light within that time period, or you're able to get all of these flashes off within that time period, right? Does that make sense? So, does that make sense?
So you're saying you would, yeah, so you're saying you would do that with the shutter and pair it with the multi-mode at the same time?
If you're trying to get a low, yes. If you're doing a low shutter like shoot, you're trying to get one frame where it's like multiple of the same person like kind of moving around. Yes, that's exactly what you do. I don't have my tripod, but yeah, that's exactly what you would do. Go ahead, ask the question while I'll try to do this real quick. Go ahead. I'm about to try to take a picture and show you.
I'm really curious for this one, because I wanted, like, I try to get this with someone, with someone working out, them doing like wall balls or whatever. So is there like in your opinion, is there like a magic, like kind of like, hey, 5 and 5, like 5 seconds, 5 bursts per second kind of thing? And then I guess that's what I'm asking.
So, hold on, I'm trying to do it so I can like show y'all that, but. Is there a magic? That's what he just asked. Hold on. The way that I like to look at it is I'm a math person. So like, I don't try to put more shots than there are per, like, so for example, if I know that my shots, if I want to say 15, if I want 15 shots per second, right? It's really, okay, this is what it is. How many flashes do you want to happen per time that you click that button? That's really all, like, let's break this shit down bare bones, bro. When you take a flash, when you flash that trigger, how many flashes do you want to happen within that one shutter closing, right? When you're taking the picture, are you moving your camera or is your camera staying still? You need to have that, you need to know that, right? If your camera is staying still and your subject is moving, it will help a lot better with the effect. So you're staying still and then your subject is moving. Or vice versa. If you want to do an effect, you can move and your subject needs to stay still. Both y'all ass can't be moving, right? That's first of all, for it to actually work and be effective. Either you need to not be moving and be on a tripod and your subject is only moving, or you are moving and your subject is still, right? So that's kind of what makes that, create that light painting. You feel like complex to, what the hell?
Yeah, he's just the rapper funny. I feel like I probably wouldn't be moving. So for example, like
Yeah, you need to be on a tripod. Yeah, you need to be on a tripod. I don't be moving for real either. I'd be a tripod. Like if I'm ever using multi-mode, bro, I'm not moving. I'm on a tripod. If I'm ever using a slow shutter and I'm not using multi-mode, or I'm using like I'm light painting, or I have my client doing a movement or something like that, then I won't be on a tripod, but I'll be on a slow shutter, but I won't be using multi-mode. So if you're trying to have like that person, like that like them being like duplicate, like if I take a step through here and you want to see multiple versions of me, you'll do a slow shutter, you'll use a tripod, and you'll use multi-mode. But how many flashes do you want per second, right? So that kind of like throws off your idea of, for example, I'm gonna try to break it down even simpler. How many people do you want in the shot? How many versions of that person do you want in the shot when they walk across? So if I say 5, it's gonna flash 5 times, so it's gonna capture 5 of those underexposed frames within 1 frame. Does that make sense? So if I walk across and it takes a picture, 5 of those people will show up.
okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
5 on the first number, or 5 on the second number?
Second number.
Okay, yeah, because I'm hopefully this month I'll be taking pictures on the track. So I would really love this if for the person, she's a sprinter, if I can get one of her like with the 5 after images. I think that's the term to look for, after images. That'd be dope.
Yeah. The after images, after the initial one that you took. So yeah, definitely. One thing I say for that too is when you're outside, for sure, make sure that like with your either you have an ND filter or you have a high aperture, because when you are that low of a shutter, you a lot of light obviously gets in when you're at that low of a shutter when you're outside and there's sun. So when you're like at 1/10 or 1/1 or whatever, like when shooting on your shutter, on your camera, like on your actual camera, not the flash, it's going to be a lot more light exposure because you're lower on your shutter speed. You see what I'm saying? That's how people like to use that low. Like, if you ever see people like do nighttime photography when they have the smooth water, like me and Flav have done it like in New York City. We'll take a picture, but you have to be on a tripod. You take a picture of the landscape, but you'll be able to get like the highest quality image possible because it's a very, very low. It's a very, very low shutter speed, and it's a low shutter speed, high aperture. It's like a very, very high quality ass like image, and like the water looks like silky smooth and shit because the only thing in the shot moving is the water. But it's a slow shutter, so it's a long shutter close, but the buildings don't move, so you're getting all the quality of the building as it's closing, and the water is the only thing moving, so the water looks smooth and shit. So for you in your example, it will be opposite. It will be the people. She will be moving, and you're gonna get multiple shots of her. So I'll say 5/2 would be good for you because this is how many shots is gonna flat. Let me see. Hold on, wait. Within the max, so the max number of shots, you gotta change the first one. So you want 5 shots per second for a maximum of how many? You see what I'm saying? So the maximum is how many shots are actually gonna go off, which is the 5 on the left side. So that's how much is actually gonna go off. This is how many shots you want per second. So it's a second of 5 shots right now.
So 5 shots and 5 flashes per 5 shots.
Yeah. So if you want to do, because if you have your left number, is smaller than your right, it's only gonna do what the left number says. So for example, look, I said I want five shots per second, right? But I put a maximum of 2 shots. It's only gonna do 2 shots. Even though I said I wanted 5 per second, it's only gonna do 2. It's gonna max out at 2. But if I change that higher, right? It did 10. Damn, that shit's crazy, brother.
The fact that you knew it was coming and you didn't open your eyes.
Yeah,
You
boy.
didn't close your eyes.
That shit's insane.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, gang, and it's all at 1/6, all over at 1/16. Shit. But yeah, so that's how you would use that. But you would use that on a low shutter and a tripod, or if you're doing it at a track, I'll probably say lay your camera against the ground. If you're trying to do like her, like sprinting off, and you're like, oh, I don't know how distance away from her, but have a low tripod or something. Because some tripods, they can't get that low. But if your tripod can get that low, it'd be good to get that low one. But yeah, great. Motion photographies, definitely. You can show your runner frozen at multiple points. So like you have the initial point of her before she goes, and then as she goes, you're catching that whole thing. That's great. I'm about to say, that's great. I don't use multi-mode for lifestyle paparazzi. That is not what it's for. Like a lot of you guys might think like, oh, multi-mode. I thought like when I first started, I tried to use multi with paparazzi. That's not what it's for. You will get hella black images because it's not gonna match up with what your camera's taking. Like it doesn't. Nah, you have to use manual. That's not what multi-mode's for. All right, but yeah, definitely like when you're trying to catch things in motion and get like creative, light painting. Is a really good one for using that is light painting, and then also like multiple frames of a person within one frame, like multiple images of a person within one frame, like within one frame close. Basically, you're taking basically hella pictures in one. That's basically all it does, for real. Any more questions within that though? Somebody asked. I'm about to get into some shit I know y'all don't know though. The next one's about to be some stuff I know y'all don't know. It's called multi-mode. Somebody asked what mode I was talking about. It's called multi-mode. We're live on YouTube, you guys. It's called multi-mode. All right, so these are the custom functions. We're gonna get into custom functions now. I know for a fact y'all don't know about these because I knew, but I didn't know what all the other ones did because I didn't use them because I don't do product photography like to that caliber to which I feel like I would need. I'm gonna tell y'all, hold on. All right, so these are different custom functions. So if you hit the menu button down here, I'm gonna go back into manual mode. If you hit the menu button, wait, make sure y'all can see it. Everybody can see, right? Yeah, okay, cool. If you hit the menu button, it pulls up custom functions. A lot of you guys are like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Right, so the first one is the recycle sound. If you guys ever take a picture and you don't, like, it doesn't tell you that it's okay to recycle again because you don't hear no sound, right? I can go ahead and hit set and I can turn that on. What it's gonna do is when I press it now, it's gonna beep out loud. So if your thing beeps and you're like at a wedding and you turn that shit off, you can go and turn it off, right? Oh my God, I never knew that. You're welcome. So literally now it beeps, right? But I could go back right again, hit menu, change that, hit set and turn it off. So now when I flash it, it doesn't beep. So if I'm at a wedding, I can turn that off so it doesn't beep out loud. Why do I need it to beep? If I'm ever shooting, I'm at a high flash power and I don't want to have to get up and look at the back of this button to make sure this color turns red, like I just told y'all in class. When the color turns red, it has recycled, it is ready to shoot, right? If I don't want to have to look for that button because the button's too small or I'm sweating or I'm outside and I got a hat on and I can't see nothing, I can hear it beep. And once it beeps, I know, oh, I can take the next shot, right? So that beep be helping me out a lot. I love when that beeps on when I'm shooting on location for sure, because it might overheat. The beep lets me know to politic and BS with my client. I need to start talking to my client within the time period or reposing my client before that beep again so that I could know, because just in case it overheats or something like that, right? So maybe I was shooting at 1/1 for no reason, or maybe I didn't, maybe I was just throwing ideas, not nothing I've done. I've done it before in the past, but not that I do anymore. I was shooting at 1/4, grad session, I'm like, boom, boom, I'm like, I'm shooting, I'm like, damn, I'm like, oh, that bitch stopped. It stopped shooting. I'm like, oh, now I got to start politicking and talking to my client within the time before it starts beeping. Now, when it beeps, I know that I can shoot again. So after it beeps, I know that I can shoot. So, for example, I'm gonna go back to a high flash power. I'm gonna go back to 1/1 for you guys so I can show y'all. Bro, come on, bro, my thumbs. All right, back to 1/1. So now you guys see when it hits 1/1, it's gonna wait. Oh, I turned off the volume. Hold on, wait, just volume. I'm gonna turn it back on. Hold on, yeah, come on. There you go. So now 1/1, it's gonna wait. And when it turns red, it'll beep to let me know that it's ready to go again. All right, we have F2, which is optical slave. You have S1 and S2 mode, so I'm a manual. I wrote down some notes right here so I can make sure that I read it correctly. Because I know how I understand it, but I'm trying to make sure that like I say it the right way, because y'all be in the comments on my ass if I don't say it the right way. So I literally wrote down notes, and if y'all don't believe me, hold on. Don't let me get surgical, look. I wrote them down for real, for real. Yeah, so S1 is for if you want to trigger all flashes. So if you don't want to have to, like I can go to, back to it again, I can go to F2 and I can make it to where it's on, to where S1 could be on, to where it triggers all flashes, right? All of them at the same time. You don't want to have to categorize them for group A, group B, group C. It could trigger all flashes in the vicinity. It's a slave mode. So if one flash goes off, this little bar right here that it has up top, it's like a little red bar on top of your 8200. Damn, do I have my other one? There's a little red bar top of your 8200, that triggers that slave for you to be able to communicate with other flashes, right? So I can turn that on, and it will, when this flashes, it'll flash all the other flashes in the situation, right, as well. So that's S1. And then S2 ignores TTL, right? So it ignores TTL mode. So if TTL has an initial flash that it gives off to communicate with the others, and then it flashes, it ignores TTL's first flash and then flashes again. You guys know what the hell that means? It's okay if you don't, but some of you guys might know what that means, and that'll answer that question for you guys. But if you guys do use TTL on your other flashes, which like for slave mode, it's slave mode. What is slave mode? Slave mode uses a main flash, which would be this one, to control other flashes. That is slave mode. The same thing that you would do on a V1, right? So you have slave mode on a V1. You can hit, I think it's this one right here. Yeah, to go into slave mode. When this turns orange, you are now have entered slave mode. This is slave mode TTL, right? And then you hit it again to go back out of it. When it's regular colored, it's no longer in slave, right? You have this one now. This looks just like that. Oh my God, Taxi, what the hell did you just do? Now it is this now flashes a part of the other ones. You say the wireless transmitter mode. So you're just this button right here. And as it continues to change. So it'll be here, this is the regular one, you're just using the flash regularly with the millimeters and stuff like that. I know that, I think Kay had asked about it. And you can change mode. When you hit mode, you can change the different modes. You have manual, you have multi, and you have TTL. The exact same way on the V1 that it looks over there on the 8200. And if you want to change, you go to manual, you're gonna go ahead and change. So like you see at the bottom, it has S1, S2, same exact thing, S1, S2. Same thing that we saw in here, right? Menu, we go to our function 2, you see S1, S2, right? Same exact thing, you see S1, S2. So I'm gonna turn it off, just like so. So that helps them communicate, which is slave mode. So hitting that, what was that? Well, I thought I heard something go off. But this, between these, and you have the orange one, which takes it into slave mode. So now when you flash off the slave, hold on, it's not connected to the same thing, hold on. There we go. So now it's connected. So now when one flashes, the other one flashes as well. Hold on. Bro, I hit the wrong button, there we go. Damn, I'm looking in the mirror, bro, I gotta stop, shit. But yeah, so that's how you get that in there. It's this button right here. And it changes. So just keep pressing that button to change through all the different modes. Slave mode, you have regular mode, which you can use with your own flow, with just the flash by itself onto your camera. Hit it again, and now it goes into the control mode where it can control. All right, and then you go into your menu to be able to go to change your does it rotate? There you go. You go to menu and you go to channel. So if you hit menu, you can go down to channel on your menu. Go to menu, go to channel. Now you can change the channel. So now this can communicate whatever your flash channel is on. You're welcome. If you want to change your ID as well. Same exact thing inside of here to communicate it, to be able to use it as a trigger. Did that answer your question? I think Kai had asked that, right? Can't do that from the trigger. Can't do what from the trigger? I feel like Patrick with a plank nailed to his head. Oh, can't do that from the trigger. Yeah, you can. You can turn the beep on and off from the trigger. It's the same buttons. It's the same little button. It just depends on which trigger you have. I think the newer triggers do it. I don't think the other ones do. But I think it's gonna always be best to turn it off from your flash itself, for sure. but it has it right here on your trigger. So the newer triggers have the beep right there. You turn it on and you can turn it off right from here. You turn the model lamp on, model lamp off right from here. So you can do it right in there as well. But I think the older flashes is a little bit more complex to get to it. But yeah. And then you have the next one, which is F3, which is the sleep timer. So if you want to save battery on your 8200, you can go ahead and go to F3, and you can change this to be 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, it automatically turns off. After 60 minutes, it automatically turns off. Or after 90 minutes, it automatically turns off. I have mine set to 30 minutes, so that way if I'm ever shooting, and I just want like my light to turn off to sleep and save some battery. If I just walk out of the studio and I forget, it'll turn off for me, so it doesn't waste the battery. So I love that right there. And you just hit set. And then you have the next one, which is going to be F4, which has that flash delay. Oh my God, what is flash delay? It delays the flash for a certain amount of seconds. Why would someone want this? I have no idea. I think it's just like if you're doing a stylistic type shoot and you wanna take the picture like a slow shutter and you want the flash to flash after. See the picture, you can set that up. So you can set it to where like it's a few seconds before. So you could set it up and like you could do, 1 of 1 second, 1 of 4, whatever. Like however much you want it to delay, you can really change it to get real like surgical. So you could put it to 1 whole second, which is like here, 1.10 seconds, 1 full second. So after I hit flash, it waits a whole second to go off. Right? So I don't want this on, so I'm gonna turn this off. But this is a flash delay. F4 is flash delay. I'll put these slides on there too for you guys to have. Hold on. F4 is flash delay. Turn off. I don't want you on. There you go. And then we have F5, which is alt masking. I don't use this. Alt masking is literally for product photography. What the hell is alt masking? If you want to like, I guess, sync up multiple different lights and have them flash at different renditions, then you'll use alt masking. I don't do that. So I don't really know too much about it. So that's something incorrect. I'm not even gonna keep talking about it because I don't use it. All right, and then it's off, right? And you have F6, which is the flash duration, right? So when you turn this bad boy on, I wrote a note down for F6. F6 is the flash. F6 is the flash duration. So this is the T1. This is the T.1 flash duration of your flash power, right? And I wrote even another note. The lower the power, the faster the flash duration. So if you're someone who's trying to freeze motion, this one's really cool for you because you could turn it on, right? And you guys are gonna see what happens. I turn it on. Now I go back to my regular menu. Can I go back to regular? Now it shows you how fast your flash is actually flashing per whatever flash power you have. So if I'm at 1/16 power and I hit set, I can change it. And as I change it to a higher power, it shows that the flash is slower. You see how much slower it gets? If you guys are like, oh my gosh, Taxi, like how much distance do I need? Or you guys are like, oh my gosh, like this kind of shows you how much it's really taking out of your flash. So the speed of your flash is right here, right? It's 1/8, that's the power of your flash. This right here is now your flash speed, right? So this is like that duration of your, that length that your flash power can go to, right? So it's like the length that your flash power can go to, right? Let me see if there's anybody over here on YouTube. Yeah, okay, bet. So that's that right there. And I can change this. And as you change this, bro, this thing on my finger, as you change it lower, the flash speed gets lower. You see what I'm saying? And you're gonna have to have even more of a recycle time. Your recycle time goes up higher as well. So, and it shows you faster, the higher it gets as well, right? I don't really like having that on. It'd be kind of throwing me off. So if you guys ever have this on your flash, you're like, damn, I got my flash and this was on at the bottom. How the hell I turn that off? Go to menu, go to F6 and just turn it off. There you go. And then now you're gonna go up to F7. F7 is your flash ID. You could customize your ID for your flash. You can change whatever ID you want your flash to be on. Mine is on 0, but you can set it up. Like I was telling you guys earlier, like if you want your flash to be in a certain setting or an ID that no one else's is on, you can do that to have it custom to fit you. So if you're ever in a studio and there's multiple photographers shooting, you could put an ID on your flash just like that. You have F8, which is color stability. This one's really like interesting because when color stability is on, it hinders your flash, right? So you have less flash power that's able to come out, but you have more color stability with your Kelvin, right? So this flash emits a lot of different colors at once to be able to try to create that white light, right? because if you guys even see the modeling lamp on, it's like it's white, but it's not fully white, right? So it when you turn it on, it cuts out a lot of those unwanted colors to try to help you get that more so true white, right? So on paper, it's a color stable mode. It decreases the range of colors that your flash produces, right? So when this is off, it can go up or down, plus or minus a range of 400 Kelvin. So it can go plus 400 Kelvin or minus 400 Kelvin, whatever the flash sees fit as it flashes, right? When it is off, right? When it is on, it can only go plus or minus 200 Kelvin. So you're gonna have more consistent colors when it is on, right? But you're gonna have a slower flash power. You're gonna have a slower recycle time on your flash as well. So your flash is gonna have to take longer to recycle if you have this mode on, because it's gonna take more out of your camera for it to use less of the kelvins that it has. So let's say, for example, if it has 400 kelvins, and when those 400 kelvins come out, it's using all of its flash power. But when it has 200 kelvins, it has to work twice as hard to try to make up for the kelvins that you just turned off. Does that make sense? Right? So when it is off, you have a faster flash. When it is on, you get better colors, but a slower flash. Does anybody have questions about F8? Y'all still here?
I have a question about F7.
Go ahead, Shadi.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I missed it.
Yeah.
So if you were to use a flash ID with other photographers based off the examples that you provided, does that mean that the other providers need to use an ID, or the flash will just go off when you?
Or it'll only be you. So if they have their IDs off and you have your ID on, and your ID is, let's say, for example, ID 7, then it will only flash with the trigger that matches the ID of 7. So they could be on the same flash channel if they want, but they won't flash off on theirs. It'll flash only for yours because your ID on your trigger and your ID on your flash match. So it's like your identification. Like how does your walkie-talkie know how to identify who it's speaking to? So it knows that it's speaking directly to you because you're a 561 area code, or you're a 772, or you're a 407 area code. That's your ID, right? So your ID was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your area code. But if you don't have an area code, it's just dialing random numbers to whoever's on that channel. It's a walkie-talkie. It's not being direct. It's not communicating directly to your flash. That make sense?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Do y'all like my analogies? Did my analogies be making sense? When I said the area code thing, did that make sense? I don't know why, that's not how my brain worked. But did that make sense though?
It made sense to me.
Okay, bet. All right, yeah, so like it's like an area code. Like it's like an area code. It like knows, like it niches you down even more. Like, oh, you're in Florida. I'm only gonna talk to you. But yeah, so that's that one. Anybody else have any more questions about any of these IDs? I mean, any of these functions. So these are the custom functions that you can set up custom to your flash. And there's 8 of them. Color stability is really cool, but only thing about it, if it's on, it kind of hinders your flash. You do get more consistent colors and more white, like more consistent, but the more consistent color temperature, but it does hinder your flash a good amount too, though. No? Say less. All right. So yeah, I kind of just already went over all of this. I'm going to put this inside of there as well. I just explained every single one. I'm going to put these on the slides as well. You guys want to, boom, they're right there for you to be able to see. Kind of going over them once again, just the recycle sound is F1, F2, slave mode. You have F3, which is your sleep timer. I feel like everyone should turn a sleep timer on. Turn sleep timer on your flash for sure, because you might walk out, you might leave it on. I've had times before I knew what sleep timer was, I would leave it in my book bag and it would be on the entire time in my bag. I had no idea because the modeling lamp wasn't on or nothing. I get to my destination, it's dead because I done flew across country and I left it in my bag that was inside of the damn thing in the helicopter. And I mean, not helicopter, the airplane. And I couldn't even, I didn't know. I didn't even know it was on. And it was dead when I got there. And I'm like, bro, now I had to charge it. So extra time for no reason. So turn that thing on because it'll automatically turn off. Flash delay, which is F4. Alternative masking. This is the direct definition, I guess. It's designed for product photography workflows where you need precise flash to camera sync, right? So it's needed for masking and creating composites, right? All right. If y'all want a tutorial on that shit, I guess I'll create one, but I feel like a lot of y'all don't even do stuff like that, so I feel like it won't really matter. And then you have flash duration display for F6, which displays the actual flash duration speed of how fast your flash burst is, like how fast it's actually traveling, right? Helping photographers be able to determine if they can freeze the motion at a different power level, all right? I'm gonna give you guys all these different ones as well. I think I did a good damn job on these slides, bro. I put my heart in these ones, bro. Them last ones, I was like, man, I think last semester, I was like, man, I know I could do better. Like, so I think I'm trying to like one-up myself with these. So, hoorah, taxi, hoorah. And then last custom functions, you have the ID as well, and then F8. So letting you guys see that, boom, boom. I'm gonna upload these slides next to you guys as well. All right, groups and channels, once again, I'm gonna show you guys, I already talked to you guys about this, just kind of give you guys a visual of what I said. The channels, you know, they prevent other photographers from interfering with your connection. So they won't really mess you up, things of that nature. You have groups, they help you control multiple lights independently, or you can control them as a group of lights as well. For example, like for me, group A is my key light, group B are my fill lights, and then group C or group D are my hair lights, right? Or those backlights that I might have. So I might have group A, my main light, group B might be my second light. If I only have a 2-light setup, I have a front light and a back light. Casper, what are you doing in the background? All right, group A, group B, and then group C might be a fill light, hair light, or a top light, depending on what I'm trying to do. Boom. So one of the final teaching points I would like to say for you guys, for you guys to be able to keep in mind when shooting and when you're taking all of these things that you learned today into consideration is like try to not only focus on flash power, focus on the light direction, focus on the type of light and the quality of light that you're using. So the quality of light comes from lighting modifiers, but also the output that you're using, the power that you're using, not just thinking about, you know what I'm saying, like thinking about how you're using it, right? So like same way how you direct your client, how would you direct your light? Like you need to tell your light where to go. If you just turn the flash on and you just start shooting, the light needs to know where to go, right? Our job is to control and direct light. And if we can't control and direct light or control our cameras, then what the hell are we doing as photographers, all right? The thing that really matters for sure are these three. I would say for sure is lighting distance, right? So the closer that it is to the subject, obviously it's gonna be different for the type of modifier that you use, but the softer and more powerful that it will be, right? The distance will change everything. So flash distance for sure changes everything. When you're closer to them, you don't need as high as a flash power. When you're further from them, you need a higher flash power, all right? Your lighting angle as well, where you place the light relative to where your subject is, will define the shadow. It will create the mood and it will add dimension or take away dimension based off of how you light the subject. A lot of you guys will see this in your homework when you guys did it. I was gonna review the homework, but only 3 people did it, so it's fine. And the angle and things like that will change for you to see how the mood changes in each image. One critique I can say for sure for you guys, like a lot of you guys, when you're doing images that you want to see differences in, you have to keep the subject consistent. A person that did a really good job with this is Dapper. You want to keep the subject consistent throughout. So as you're constantly getting that front shot, but you're just changing the light. That keeps the subject consistent so that you can really see the difference between frames. So now when you do a photo shoot with your clients, you know which one of those types of light styles you want to use on your client, all right? Because if you're constantly changing the subject or changing your angle and you're changing the flash, you don't even know what's really changing because you haven't gotten a solid set of images to compare, right? So when you're taking every image from the same angle, for your homework at least, or for a tester, you're able to really see what's really changing. Oh, I took a picture like this and the person's standing still. You took a front, you took a 45, you took a 90, you took a flat, you took a butterfly, all from the same profile, but now you can see how the light really shapes and changes, right? So just keep that in mind when you're doing things like that. Also, your modifier choice number 3 is like one of the most important things as well. Your softbox, your beauty that you got grid, each thing will change the quality of the light that you output onto your subjects, all right? And I think that's the last slide for sure. But yeah, so yeah, man, any questions overall for anything? I know we had like a little disruption in the middle of class, things of that nature, but we still finished about on time, LOL. Any questions or anybody want me to re-go over any of the, anything before we end off? No? Okay. Oh, all right, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh, wait, Nail, you typed it, probably. I don't think you could talk right now. Hold on, let me go see. I can upload the slides separately? Yeah, I'll upload them for you. Yeah, I'm gonna upload the slides by themselves, then I'm gonna upload the recording by itself, because I gotta put the 2 parts together. Like the first part that was recorded and got cut, I gotta put that part, I gotta download that from YouTube to put that part together before I take it off YouTube. and merge them together, stuff like that. If you're watching on YouTube and you want to be a part of the class, definitely make sure that you join, bro. Thank you for another great class and everything you do, Taxi, bro. I appreciate y'all, bro. Every time y'all say, like, bro, like, anytime y'all say thank you, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro, like that, it feels great, bro. I'm not saying like the glaze or nothing like that or like no shit like that, but it just knows that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you know that you do a lot of shit for people and then, like, you know that you're appreciated, it feels good. So it's like no homo attached, but I do appreciate you guys for like, thanking me and shit, and even being a part of the community and things of that nature, because I really bleed the community, bro. I love you guys so much, bro. And I really want to see everybody win, like genuinely, bro. Like, that's why I'm doing these fucking meetups, bro. Like, I wouldn't be doing these meetups if I didn't want to see y'all win. Shit ain't for me, bro. Like, what the hell? I'm literally trying to give y'all clientele. Literally. Like, that's literally what I'm trying to do. I'm literally trying to help y'all. Like, imagine a world where they're like, hey, yo, Taxi, I need a shooter in Texas. I'm like, oh, I'm not in Texas right now, but I know bam, 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 pack, bam, bam, bam in Texas. Oh, bro, I need somebody in ATL. Oh, shit, I got boom, boom, wop, wop. Oh, bro, I need somebody in boom, boom. I need somebody in Miami. Oh, bro, imagine a world. You see what I'm saying? Like, imagine a world, bro. Like, imagine they just allow me to use the impact and use my platform to be able to help y'all. That's really it, bro. Like, I wouldn't be here had I not, like, went all in. And I wouldn't be here and had you guys not, like, you know, helped and supported. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why not try to, like, do my best to, like, give back and also help? Because, like, that's all I want to do, bro. To my last breath in this beach, as help as many people as possible, bro. I'm gonna put the link. How do you manage? What? How do you manage, bro? Hold on. I'm gonna just add join the Discord. Go ahead, ask your question.
All right, this kind of like goes into what I was asking before the thing. Like, I mean, I heard everything from the today's thing, which was good, but I was trying to see if I could help with this. I'm trying to do the blending with the mixer tool. I ain't gonna lie, it don't look natural, bro. So I'm trying to like use the generative fill, but it's taking the blank space and putting somebody random in there, bro. Like,
yeah, that shit's overly disgusting. Try to use content aware and see what content aware does.
And then even like with the
Did content aware do anything?
Hold on, I just put selected mask, and I'm gonna try to. Oh no, I don't even know what I'm doing. But like I used the last, so I separated them for sure. Like I didn't do it the way you did because I don't know why I couldn't get it. But like I just inversed the selection and made the background a separate layer, and then I masked the subject. And I'm on the selection with the background. And when I did the mix, it just don't look natural. So like I tried using content aware fill, and it does what I said. But I'm trying to figure out how I can blend the colors together. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I used the Gaussian blur, and the Gaussian blur wasn't really doing too much.
Let me see. I was about to say, I was gonna say share your screen because then like everybody could low-key help for real.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you trying to blend the coloring or just make it cleaner, like smooth?
I'll show you.
Because one thing I do, before I knew Taxi was Taxi, he dropped a video on how to clean up the backdrop with using like a plexiglass. The settings from that.
Yeah, literally, bro.
Tool,
and you just use the same.
I used that.
Yep. I've been trying to tell you that too. Like,
I've got the issue with the mixer brush. It's just when I use the mixer brush, it like the gel, like the colors, like don't look how they supposed to look. You feel
It
me?
might be your settings. It could just be the settings you have.
but no cap though. Like you said, the colors don't look how they supposed to look. When it comes to mixer brush, you know you gotta like you select the sample to brush in. Like with the mixer brush, yeah.
That, I ain't gonna lie.
Cause I know like the problem there is like,
I'm just trying to fill in the wrong areas.
yeah, you got two separate colors on different sides of the background, and you're trying to blend them. That's what you're saying, right? Like if this color was blue and that color was pink, cotton candy, you're trying to see how you could blend them more because they weren't touching before. You're trying to make them blend more.
Yeah.
See, that's right, bro. That's
now that we're talking about it, I'm kind of getting it.
That's also where that editing shit becomes like, because it's like, bro, if you try your hardest to just get that shit right in camera, bro, like you like, bro, I'm good. But like, I definitely get you though for sure. Cause like you would like to fix it next time to not have to do it. You have to bring the lights either closer or angle them to a way where they're able to mix more.
Yeah.
Because they could have been close as hell to the background, so they only went a certain distance. They didn't go far enough to where you need it, or maybe your subject wasn't far enough from the background for the light to be able to even touch the background. I did that. It's like the same thing like I did I think there's a gel video that dropped that's on Patreon. If you scroll down, it's like a few videos, four videos down. It dropped on the 1st of this month. I dropped the video on the 1st of this month, and it was me using the gels in the background, using the colored gels in the background, and then I had the grid light in the front. But you have to add enough space in between your subject and the background for the light in the back to even spread. So like this light, if this light was like this, and I had it angled at the background, I wouldn't have it angled like this at the background. I would have it angled like this at the background, so it could travel further. Because if it's angled like this,
That was the issue. That was the issue because I ain't never used them before.
Yeah.
And like when I did it, I was trying to make it look how I wanted to, but I forgot. Like as soon as I edited it and I changed the colors, like it popped, but now it's popping
in the wrong spot where it won't blend. Yeah, so you gotta have that space. That's once again, like I was telling you guys, lighting distance. So you have to understand like how lighting travels. You know what I'm saying? Lighting distance. So if it's too close, it's gonna have a hot spot and it's gonna concentrate on that one spot. If you further it away, it'll be able to get better, like more. Even if you don't see it fully in your camera when you're shooting, that's when I shoot for the edit. So if I have my subject like 4 or 5 feet from the background, I light her background up. I know that being that there's enough light that hit the background, I can always bring up that slider or bring up those colors when I'm editing, as long as they were far enough from the background to mix. You know what I'm saying? But if they're too close and I bring those colors up, it's only gonna be in that one hot spot. It's not gonna be blended. So you need to make sure that they're far enough away to be able to blend.
Okay, I'm picking it up.
So when you do it again, like for example, if my subject,
It's definitely smooth though, cause like I'm already knowing like this is my first time using it.
Nah, yeah.
So, like I know next time I'll be ready.
so like for example, y'all see my shadow, right? So if my subject is, y'all could tell that I'm close as hell to the background because you see my shadow, right? I have both of those lights pointing at me. It's even on both sides, right? You see my shadow. As I move from it, the shadow disperses. The shadow gets closer, shadow disperses. So when I move my subject up, I'm gonna put those LED lights or those color lights about the same width of my client, but pointed at the background. Right? So to the size of my client. I'm not gonna put them in front of her. I'm gonna put them either to the side of her or a little bit back. Like for example, that's why I did these right here, because they're literally where I want my client to be from the background. This is the same exact space I wanted from the background. That's why I mounted them right there. Because if I want to do RGB, they're 3 feet from the background. So there's enough space back there for her shadow to disperse enough, but also for me to be able to RGB LED the background to where it blends enough. And I mounted those, so that's my go-to. So 3 feet from that background, she's gonna stand right here, and them 2 LED lights are gonna be on the exact same spots at the ends of the background, pointed at the backdrop, giving a different color than my grid light. Easy setup.
Yeah, I heard. I think it's just also too like it looks too dark for like I only want to edit because then it's gonna look bad. So I might just fill the colors on the sides and not worry about the room because if that's smooth. I just wanted to try to make you. I ain't a professional.
Yeah, but you still kind of are because it's your work. So you want it to look a certain way. So I definitely hear what you're saying. You want it to look a specific way. You don't want to just be like, oh, we'd be together and blah, blah, blah. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to look a certain way. So yeah, you can still make it like you don't gotta make it blend overly. You could even do like subtle, like you could subtle increase the saturation of the background subtly to where like it's okay that it kind of had that splat. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's okay that it did it. Like make it seem intentional. Like I've fucked up sometimes and I make it seem intentional. Maybe I keep messing up on the blend and I can't blend in 2 colors. Cool. Maybe I make it seem intentional that it was like that on purpose. Maybe I find a way to change the way that I'm looking at it and make it feel intentional. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you could probably do that too, like to where like, damn, this pose is fire and I don't want to let this photo go and I still want to post it. So you can find a way to make it seem intentional. Like even if you didn't intentionally, have the light that close to the background, it's like, damn, there's no spill. Oh, I didn't allow it to spill enough onto the background. It's cool. Find a way to make it intentional. Find a way to make it look intentional.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna have to keep, try and see what I can make out of it for sure, like you said.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely say that for sure. Sorry, gotta go. Good night. Peace. Good night, Nayo.
Play with the opacity too.
Yeah, definitely opacity.
What, the mixer brush?
Yeah.
The mixer brush.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
It's look, you said something about the mix. It's looking thick, but I think I'm gonna test it out.
Yeah, play with the settings for sure. Like play with that. Play with the mix slider. Play with it all the way up and see what that looks like. Go all the way down and see what that looks like. Cause I like to use the one that mixes it the less amount with the mixer brush, because I could just keep playing a little. Like if you put too much on, it's like hard to go back now. So you can always build on with low opacity, but if you do a thick opacity, it's hard to go backwards.
one thing I'll say too to everybody that is still in here, when it comes to copying like tutorials or anything like Taxi's telling us, always play with it for your own, on like your own style and stuff, because sometimes you gotta remember his settings on his camera is gonna be different from yours. His setup is gonna be slightly different. So always play with the fine details in all of the little settings. Like you're using a mixer brush, Kenny, I had to play with mine a little bit just to get it cleaning out my background a little better. So like play with the flow, the pressure if you're using a pen, and then definitely the feathering and opacity. And that helps you probably.
I only see like I'm using the mixer brush. I see wet.
Mixer don't got, yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. Mixer brush don't have opacity. That's what I'm going to tell you. Is that what you're about to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go down in the mix. So just go down on the mix. And then the opacity of regular brushes and stuff, yeah, go down on the mix or go up on the mix. Because like if you're using, the other brushes do have opacity though. But the mixer brush itself, like when I'm using masking, when I'm masking, I'm using the masking brush. That's when I use opacity a lot. The mixer brush itself does not have opacity, but you can change the wetness.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely lesson learned, bro. Gotta get that bit right.
Get that bit right in camera to where you can only, you want to be able to do 75% of it in camera, 25% in editing. If you're doing 50-50, it's like you're gonna take all your damn time. Like the goal is to shoot it and take as long to edit it as it took you to shoot it with everything you do. If it took me 8 hours to edit a wedding, it took me no more than 8 hours to get them edits done. If it took me an hour to do a birthday session, it took me no more than an hour to get that shoot done. You know what I'm saying? Obviously not VFX, duh. But if it's like a regular session, it should not take me no longer than how long it took me to shoot it to get that bitch done. You see what I'm saying? So if you get it right in camera to where it takes you, so like before when I was first starting out, it took me like 2-3 hours to get a studio session done. It took me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours to edit it. But now it's like I done got that bit down to where it takes me less than the amount of time it takes me to shoot it to edit it, because you gotta get it right in camera. That's the whole goal, because we don't want to be sitting behind the camera. We don't like our favorite part is the shooting. Maybe we like editing in some portions, but like our favorite part, we like editing things that we like to edit. Let's start there. But when it comes to clients, our favorite part is shooting, because a lot of times like a lot of stuff become like, you know, repetitive, and we don't want to like we don't like, it's not that we don't like the editing part of that, but it's like we just dread it sometimes, because you have to do the same things over and over again. You do a birthday shoot with a spotlight every time, it gets repetitive. You know what I'm saying? And it starts to get repetitive. So you want to spend more time on what you like doing, spend less time on what you don't like doing, and do it in a way where you don't have to pay no one. So if you shoot hella shoots and it only takes you the same amount of time that it took you to shoot each shoot to edit them, you don't gotta pay nobody to edit for you. You don't gotta pay nobody to try to have you don't have to have a retoucher or nobody else, because you can get the shit done yourself because you got it right in camera. Now it's more money in your pocket, it's more time. You just brought your time back because now you done got faster what you're doing, and you done got better because you know what you're doing, you know how to do it.
Yeah, that's real.
Oh, wow. Any more questions before we close out? Somebody else, somebody.
Appreciate you.
You're welcome, fam. YouTube, y'all have something. What's your outlook on placing strobes in different areas of the venue? I don't do that. I don't like that at all. I don't like setting up strobes in the venue. I don't want my setup to protrude onto their space unless there's a designated photography space. If there's a photography space in the wedding venue and they have a backdrop, I'll set up lights, cool. But I'm not setting up lights in the venue if there's no designated space for that, because I can't, especially if I'm shooting this thing by myself where I'm one more shooter, I'm hybrid dolo. I'm not setting up stands in the venue because I need to be able to keep an eye on them, because somebody's gonna knock my expensive shit over, and now the check that I was about to get paid from the wedding gotta pay for a new light and a new system. No. I'm gonna handheld that bit, and I'm gonna use this dome, and I'm vibing, I'm gonna keep moving around. I do not like placing lights down in venues, all right? No, I don't. You know what I'm saying? I do not. Why do people edit? I mean, I don't know, some photographers don't edit, and that's fine. Some of you guys, like, they just shoot and then just give the clients the photos. But I mean, like, you know, I'm not gonna say you should get paid less, but I'm just saying you doing less work type shit. But you might do more work on the front end with the lighting. That might be the thing. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Some photographers edit because they want to enhance the image. That's why. Right? They edit because if somebody asks why do photographers edit, they edit because they want to enhance the image. Not they, but I mean we. Shit. I said they like it's not us. I love you guys. Probably gonna hang around to answer a little bit of questions from YouTube, but we'll see. Do not pay anybody to edit for you. They don't care about you or your clients. Yeah, D knows from experience, because he paid for a retoucher and got effed over. D paid for a retoucher and got effed over. So I'm just letting y'all know from the horse and the goat's mouth. That's why he's speaking from experience, because he knows how it feels. But yeah, they don't care about you or your client. Also, if you try to hire a retoucher too, keep in mind that the style that they edit in is not the same style that you edit in, so that shit not gonna match up. So you're gonna be looking bouffale, all right? It's gonna look real bad on you, because you're gonna look on your page and your page gonna look like this one person's art style and it's not yours. I'm not saying that like, you know, like I am saying that, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, learn how to do it yourself, bro. Because if you learn how to do it yourself, it's a skill set that you will always have, and you can never lose it. No one could take it, all right? They really do just be using it, literally, bro, and then they be taking your bread. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. No more questions? Brittany, how you doing? Brittany, can you, you're able to speak right now or nah? You got a text. So I know some people got to be quiet in the house right now.
No, I'm here.
Hey, Brittany. Was that you asked the question earlier?
About the, I don't forgot.
You did answer. Yeah, you did answer. You did ask a question though, right? Yeah, I remember your voice. I think I remember your voice from earlier. You're new this month, are you?
Yes, I am.
Okay, yeah, you are new this semester. We have like 4 new students this semester. It's really cool. How you like the class so far though?
I do. I like it a lot. This is my second one.
Yeah.
And so this was really informative. I was late, so I plan to watch it back.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna post it. I got you.
So if I have any questions, where do I go? Like once
So
is it in the Discord?
So the Discord, there's a private, like for the students only. Like if you want, like I guess immediate student responses, and that's also the one that I monitor the most, because a lot of texts that go through like everything else. But that's the one like I check when I wake up in the morning. Is the student Discord. So there's a Discord, the PNG Culture server. They're like the locked ones that you guys have access to. If you let me know your thing, you should be in there. Let me see. Because if your email is the same email on your Discord as your Patreon, then it'll automatically give you access. Are you in the Discord right now or no?
I'm in the Discord. Sorry, my dog is right now.
No, you vibing.
I'm in the Discord, but it's a different email than my.
Okay, bet. I'm gonna add you.
email.
I'm gonna add you right now. Then. So what's your Discord name so I can add you to the thing?
Okay, so I barely know how to work Discord. GG2614.
That's the name?
Yeah, I don't think I'm in there either.
Hold on, wait. I'm gonna add y'all. That's the name?
That's the display name, yeah.
The display name. But you're in the Discord though, right? The community, actual community, right? I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Text in the general chat and say like just send an emoji or something. In the general chat. Yeah, go to the whoever's not in it right now. Go into the general chat. If you're not in the private like the PNG University chats, go in there and say I'm not in there or something like that, or just send an emoji right now.
The general yap zone?
Yeah, general yap zone. That's where we just ask general questions and just talk stuff like that. That's the general yap zone. So text in there. Okay.
I got the 100 emoji.
Yap. Okay, bet I got you. All right, I'm about to add you to it right now. I'm gonna add you. I just added you, and I'm about to add you, Kai. All right, bet. So both of you guys are in there now. So now you guys' name are yellow, so you guys are a part of PNG University. And if you guys go to under PNG University tab, you'll see the university announcements, you'll see content, class of 2026, that's our general chat. You have homework chat for your homework submissions, like we just talk in there all about homework and stuff like that. If anybody needs help with homework, it's on there. And then you have one-on-one updates, things like that. If I allow one-on-ones again, you guys will get updated on the one-on-one channel. And then you have the PNG University, like just regular announcements and just regular talking and stuff like that. Then we have like a voice channel too, if like I ever do like an impromptu call and just start talking out loud or whatever. But yeah, that's where all the updates will be. Yes, that's like my core check. Like I look at everything else as well, because there's different things in there for every different thing, different chats in there for different needs of help. So if you go on the Patreon, there's a video that it literally says how to use the Discord. Like it literally says that. So if you watch that video, it'll explain what the different things are, like what the different chats are for and stuff like that, and like things to do and say like that in there. So there's a video like that called How to Use Discord, like how to use the Discord, and it's on the Patreon. So it's on there as well. And if you want to catch up on the last months as well, there are So month 1 was composition and framing for January. That was semester 1. Semester 2, which was February, was posing and client direction. So those, all of the classes from those courses are still on there as well for you to watch at your discretion as well. So yeah, so if you want to like, you know, study up, lock in and things of that nature, it's on there as well. So if you feel like, oh, I'm not really that good at composition, we did like classes and all the recordings are in there for you to be able to look at as well. And then the recordings will continue to be added to there as well, as long as like while you're a part of PNG University.
Cool, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else got any more questions? Go ahead, Kai.
So about these commercials I've heard about.
Bro, who said something about a commercial, bro? Who said something about a commercial?
Oh, you didn't hear my commercials during
Oh, I definitely heard it. When you're like, oh, we're back to LOL. Anybody? No? Everybody scream! There's squirrels in my pants. All right, bro, you weren't left out the whole time, bro. Okay, what happens is if you log in and your email is not the same as the email on Discord, it does not connect. And I had made an announcement saying like, if you're, it says like, make sure that your email and Discord, your email and Patreon mail are the same for you to get added into the chat. I'm gonna have to like make like a monthly like announcement where it's like new members. If you're in PNG University and aren't in the chat, let me know or something like that, so like I can know, because a lot of people's emails be different. They'll have an email for Discord, but then their email will be different for Patreon. It's like, and it throws everything off. But yeah, I know how it is. Like everybody got different emails for different stuff. But yeah.
You can say that just for the record. I do remember reading it. I thought it was just for like the Google Meet, click for Discord too. So just reading is fundamental.
Yeah, it was definitely on there for the welcome, like the little welcome thing. Definitely on there for everybody to like make sure that your email, your Google class and things are all in the same, because it makes everything seamless. Like, so when I send out one email, it'll send the email to that one email. When I give an update on Google Classroom or an update in the PNG University on Patreon or in the Discord, it'll all just be cohesively connected. So if I make one change to one person's thing, it'll change all throughout, because that one email just holds everything. So yeah, definitely, reading is fundamental. Anybody else got anything for me? If not, we out there, bit. Yeah, class Wednesday, 8 p.m. I'll see you guys there. I'm gonna upload these slides and go edit this right now. And I gotta break down all of this from inside of the studio as well. I'm gonna stay a little bit longer to talk to YouTube and talk to them, probably ask any questions that they have. But for all of you guys, PNG University, you guys are out. I'll talk to you guys later. Until next time. Yeah, see y'all Wednesday. Y'all welcome. See y'all Wednesday. What's up, YouTube? If y'all got any questions, real quick, I'll answer them. Boom, 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 boom. Best model iPad for tethering? Definitely the Pro, like one of the newer Pros. 2018 plus. Like I have my iPad is 2018, and I tethered for it. It's 2018, but if you get a 2018 iPad Pro, 11-inch, or I mean, I use a 12-inch mostly for my tethering. The 11-inch I used to use, but I have the 12-inch I use now. 2018 plus or more, like it works perfectly for tethering. Make sure that it has a USB-C input though. If it doesn't have USB-C and it has the regular Lightning input, you're gonna have complications. So make sure that it has USB-C. Boom, 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 boom. Tethering is so fire. Yeah, it really is. I need that camera strap. I love this camera strap. How do you manage zoom in, boom, 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 while handheld? Or do you stick to prime lenses? Nah, I'm 24-70 all day. So I'll just drop my flash down on my side and I'll change my focal length. I'll shoot, and then I'll just continue like that. That's really how I go through with it, for real. Let's see if TikTok had any questions or anything like that. I don't think so. Sapa say, what's up, G? How do you go about licensing pictures to event people's brands to profit now and later? That is for PNG University. I ain't gonna really talk about that right now. How long you been doing photography? 5 years. Let's see, that's it. All right, TikTok, I'm gone. Love y'all. Instagram, I'm about to be going to y'all too, man. Love you guys, all right? Talk to you guys later. Make sure to join the Discord community. Make sure to go into Patreon. Comment the word PNGU to learn more down below underneath this post. See if you guys had anybody in here say anything? Nah, no one said anything. No one was chatting. Yo, I have that exact keyboard. Bro, always leave my equipment. Boom, boom, boom. Bro, what's the method called? All right, bet. Talk to you guys later. Until next time. Taxi. All right, take YouTube. Instagram's gone. Now I'm about to leave out on YouTube. I love y'all. Talk to y'all later, bro. Link to the strap. Damn, do I have the... It's in the Discord, bro. Join the Discord. It's under the... It's in the Make sure in the Discord. It's under the taxi gear links. The Discord has like all the links in there. Like underneath in the gear links is on there. All right, y'all, I'm gonna talk to y'all later, bro. I gotta lock in real quick. How to pack all this stuff up, man. I ain't even want to do this for real, but I be doing it. I just want to see y'all win, bro, and I feel like I ought to keep doing it, bro. You already remember? Okay, cool then. Yeah, go to the gear links. Go to gear links and then scroll down to I can't see your icon when I scroll in. Okay, that's Madison. All right, sorry, bro. I can't see your icon, bro. My eyes are like, I just see words. But if you go to gear links, it should show up under there. All right, y'all. I'm out. Love you guys. Until next time. Taxi.